Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 most expensive PS5 collector's editions.
This is such a cool piece, and I think I need to get one for myself.
Collector's editions don't come cheap, and sometimes they get even more costly long after launch. And hey, speaking of collector's editions, that Spider-Man 2 one, pretty sick. Am I gonna get it? Absolutely not. Too rich for my blood. I love the figure, the PS5 plates are cool, but have you seen the eBay listings lately? Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Tales of Arise.
Flames. I see. Flames.
Though Bandai Namco's RPG franchise has seen a whopping 17 games across its near 30-year-long run, it hasn't really gotten something as big as the collector's edition for Tales of Arise. When it released, you could have gotten an art book, a copy of the soundtrack, a steelbook along with a copy of the game, and, the big ticket item, a statue of Alphen and Xion. All of that would have run roughly $200 when they were still available. Now, you'll be paying a premium of $50 minimum, and most are asking double the MSRP these days.
I know you'll always be there by my side.
You're bad for the heart.
Disco Elysium: The Final Cut.
Get up, detective. One last time.
It's always the smaller titles that get shorter runs of the good stuff, and Disco Elysium's collector's edition was especially harrowing. Hell, just a physical copy of the game can cost a hefty penny, but that sweet collector's edition came with a meaty art book and a beautifully illustrated map of Martinez. The manufacturer, I Am 8-Bit, still has units available at $250 a pop. So, why secondhand sellers are asking for around double that, sometimes more, is beyond us. But clearly, this one is sought after in smaller circles.
Yes. I'm going to unplug the microphone, okay?
And leave a bigger mark behind you in new quests.
You're big boys, you can handle it.
Evil Dead: The Game.
I come to you in the form of Linda, the Savior's lost love. Join us, and we will crush the mortal's last stand.
Now, there are plenty of reasons one might seek the collector's edition for this multiplayer gem. After all, Evil Dead has always had some awesome merchandise for fans to throw money at. For this, was it the exclusive t-shirt? The vinyl soundtrack? That haunting packaging that's holding everything together? Or maybe it's the Ash skin designed by the famous Tom Savini. That's all well and dandy, but real fans went for that ultimate collector's edition, which came with all of that, plus a Necronomicon to call your own. If you own a complete set of this, you might be able to cover bills for a couple of months. Assuming you choose to sell it, of course. Soul Hackers 2. Soul Hackers 2 kind of launched without much fanfare, but that didn't stop Atlas from selling a collector's edition for its underrated IP. The collector's edition for Soul Hackers 2 would net you a steelbook, as with most others, a small collection of pins, a USB containing the soundtrack, a shark keychain, a plushie of Mimi, and a figure of Aho, all for 200 smackaroos. The edition has long since been sold out, of course, and the premium may not be super absurd, but $250 is still a heavy asking price from secondhand sellers. Some aren't even including the game and still want more than it cost them. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. The collector's edition, the Second Coming edition of the Destroy All Humans 2 remake had some pretty sweet merchandise for fans. Yeah, there was a soundtrack and art book, of course, but there was also a small statue of the Archvoodle as well as a detailed and fine as hell statue of Crypto. I wanted this. I didn't get it, but I still want it. Problem was that only 3,700 units of these were made, and yes, they have long since sold out. Today they fetch for about double or even triple their original price. Some sellers are straight up charging nearly 1,000 big ones. That's obscene. But that statue though, that statue's fine. Resident Evil Village.
Yes!
Funny thing about this collector's edition is that if you want the PS4 version, you shouldn't have much trouble finding one and at a significantly lower cost than when it launched. But remember, this list is about PS5 collector's editions, and you better be covered on bills if you're dying to get Village's collector's edition, and specifically the PS5 version. Capcom was only charging a little over $200 during marketing. From secondhand sellers now, it's $500, and we wouldn't be surprised if the price increases substantially as time goes on.
Wait, you're my prey,
Crazy witch.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum.
Hogwarts Legacy was perhaps the biggest game to come out during the first half of 2023. Considering this and the general size of the Harry Potter fanbase, you can easily deduce how many people would want the game's collector's edition. For $300, you'd get the game, a steel case, the Dark Arts pack, access to the game 3 days early, and a wand that floats on top of a book. The wand and book alone are being sold for $200 together. For the whole shebang still sealed, you're gonna need about $400, and that's just the average asking price.
It is truly magical, even if we use a little bit of science to make it that way.
Horizon Forbidden West.
I must find a way to stop it. Or it will get worse and worse.
You can find the collector's edition for Forbidden West rather easily and at a decent price. But here's the thing, none of them are sealed and they're all missing parts of the set, or at least most of them are missing parts. A complete and sealed set is gonna run you $300, maybe even $400 if you're searching in other corners. But hey, if you wanted that sick Tremor Tusk statue, maybe you should have forked over the $200 when you had the chance.
Be ready.
God of War Ragnarok.
All right, so now we are opening the Knowledge Keeper's Shrine.
Yes, you can see a little bit more about the story.
Oh my gosh,
before.
Beautifully designed, beautiful.
Of course, Ragnarok was the biggest PlayStation release of 2022, well, first party release anyways. But the Jotnar edition of Ragnarok was a rather tantalizing set to grab. $260 would have got you the game, soundtrack on vinyl, a Draupnir ring, Brock's dice, a cloth map of Yggdrasil, and a replica of Mjolnir, all packaged in a Knowledge Keeper's Shrine box. Like Horizon Forbidden West, you don't want to be fooled by the seemingly low costs, as many sellers are trying to sell every part of the set individually. You're going to be paying $300 to $400 for a sealed box now.
So I will do this part. All right. There it is. There it is. Again, has a hefty, hefty weight to it.
Elden Ring. You want to know how crazy expensive the premium collector's edition of Elden Ring is? We nearly had a heart attack when we saw the listings, and we'll give you a hint. The price is most likely because of that replica of Melania's helmet. We have never seen a collector's edition like this fetching for a minimum of $1,000. We're sure there are worse asking prices out there, but given that we aren't super deep into the PS5's lifespan at the time of this video, this is insane. We've seen other listings asking for $2,000 and even one that was asking for $3,000. All because of this helmet, man! Did you enjoy this video? Check out some of our other videos here on MojoPlays, and don't forget to subscribe for more great stuff every day.